All right, what is up, everyone? So, like last time, we did state that a couple of episodes will be training episodes. Our we are foregoing going to the legendary birds, and we're foregoing going to Mewtwo, because we are playing a randomized game. It's not going to be worth it to try to go do those since they're not forced. You don't have to do them to beat the game. It's not like the later generation games where you are basically forced to go get the legendaries before you can complete the rest of the game. So for this, we're just gonna do, I guess, a couple of training sessions because we need to get to at least level 50 with most of our Pokemon, even stand a chance against, Gym Leader 7, 8, and then our rival, and then once we're on the way to Victory Road, I mean, we can train more there to like level 55 to 60. Uh, so I think this is going to be the second training session, probably out of three training sessions. This one's going to probably take another 3 to 4 episodes. So in the meantime, I am pulling up a questionnaire thing where it's actually a random question generator. So going to be a lot of random questions. I already know what the first question is, and I don't really want to answer it, but I know I have to. So, just to let you guys know, I will be answering questions. The background music is all going to be from Takayan. He is a uh, kind of a. I don't really know the best way to explain it. I would say that he's like a self-proclaimed rapper, Japanese rapper. He has a ton of albums, and he actually makes pretty good songs. I listen to him all the time now. Uh, let's see, what is this is about say? It's about says nothing. He has no bio. But basically, he is a Japanese rapper. He has his own YouTube channel. He also streams on his YouTube channel, and he's a pretty good rapper in my opinion. So I do listen to him, and that is going to be the entire background music. So if you like it, go check out Takayan's YouTube channel. The link will be in the description for all of his YouTube stuff. I'm playing it all on Spotify, so that is just something to let you guys know that I am playing it all on Spotify. All right, so guess we're just gonna jump into it. We're gonna train in the Pokemon Mansion. It doesn't seem like too bad of a training session. I have disabled the sound to the game, so you don't hear me using the accelerator and sounds that come out of it. Uh, so we should get to at least level 50 on all of our Pokemon before we do 7th gym. I'm debating on if I should go back and get Mewtwo off of Route 3. We now have access to Ultra Balls, so Mewtwo is a obtainable Pokemon. Uh, However, I don't believe Mewtwo's moveset is all that good, but I could teach it HMs, which might be useful, but I don't know. So, without any further delay, let's just get on into it, and I'll put on Takion in the background. All right. So technically, the first question of the random question generator is, what percentage of your life do you truly feel alive? When do you feel that way, and how can you feel that way more often? I mean, I truly feel alive when I'm not needing to do work. If I'm doing work, I'm usually just in the monotony of working. Just a thing of work. I'm just doing work, so that's kind of just how that one goes. When do you feel? I feel alive when I'm like not having to do work, or in like the basic monotony of life, which in most cases nowadays is if you're working, asleep, eating, using the restroom. Although sometimes when I use the restroom, I truly do feel alive. When it hurts, when it hurts a lot to use the restroom, just because I've eaten like spicy food or stuff like that. It's pretty bad. So yeah, that would be the answer to that question. How can I make it feel more often? That don't work as often. I feel alive when I actually like am winning video games or winning at video games. So I've gotten back into a couple different video games. I've gotten back into Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. Pokemon is definitely something I've gotten back into, as you guys can tell. I've gone back and started up playing a. God, I really don't. And is it like trying to save the game so often? Getting an error pop up on this saying that it can't access a file anymore. But it's easily able to access the file. I don't know. God damn it. Error creating file. Pokemon Blue randomized. Crap, I don't want to get rid of the save. I'm gonna take a look at this. I'm gonna answer the question. So furthermore, I've gotten into Yu-Gi-Oh! I've gotten back into MapleStory, which, man, that's been a game I've played since like, ooh. When did I first start playing that game? I was in like 3rd grade when I first started playing that game. That's when I first like actually got into like MMOs, and I was looking at all the different MMOs. I wanted to get into World of Warcraft. I eventually got to play WoW, and did not like it. Did not enjoy it. I was not a fan. I don't know why I wasn't really a fan. It just wasn't something that I was like, oh, cool. This gives me satisfaction from playing it. It was more like this takes forever, and there's too many intricacies. Like I like games with light RPG elements or really easy to understand RPG elements rather than having to get all nitty gritty down into the statistics of things. I think that's why I probably like 5th edition D&D the most. And how I really liked those Eye of the Beholder games, since it was basically the AD&D system, but they made it so easy to understand that it was so good. I think that's probably like the newer D&D games, because even though there still are a lot of numbers and a lot of things that we have to crunch number wise, it's not too bad. I'm trying to figure out what the hell do I have my Pokemon. I don't know why it has a hard time accessing this. Is it my antivirus? Probably my antivirus. Safe protected folders application. Yeah, that does not give that. I do actually the auto script stuff quite a lot. So I got into MapleStory, and it's so good. It was mostly because I wanted to play a game while I'm like also kind of working, and the games that you can play while you work have to be very, very low impactful games that you basically like turn on and it plays itself, which is why I got back into Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. And then since I got back into Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, I got back into Magic the Gathering, because Magic is just such a good card game. So I wanted to go pick up, since MTG Arena basic or the standard MTG has switched over to, or is about to switch over to the next rotational sets. The sets that I played are now all leaving standard, and those are the sets that I've last played. So I took one entire block off from playing. It was basically about a year off of playing the game, and because of that, I'm trying to get back into it. And the block that I didn't buy is still in standard rotation, and it's going to still be in standard rotation for another year. I had to go out and buy all the decks to it to make sure that when I jump back in, I have all the decks. Yeah, so I really don't understand why it's having an issue making the save file. I could get rid of the save file, but I think that would what if I move the save file? So if I move the save file that over here. Okay, so I just moved the save file. Let's see if I get the error pop up again anytime. Okay, it made another save file. Wait. The input figure. I know I have like the speed up. Left, right, button 9. Special speed up is, do we want access 4? Oh, okay, no, that's speed up. Okay, that's like nothing. So it's joy 1 access 4, speed up. Left and right are the top buttons, are the bumpers. So I don't know why it's like, is it trying to save a state? Oh well. But it is actually creating a .save file. I moved it away and it creates another .save file. I guess it makes it every now and then. Oh my god. But since I'm getting back into Magic, MTGA is really the only way that we can play it with the current like lockdown rule. So it does kind of suck that, like, you know, hey, we all want to start playing Magic the Gathering again, or I want to play Magic the Gathering again, and we really can't because, you know, lockdown rules. We're locked out. We can't go to like the actual events, so everything has to be on MTG Arena. And, you know, since it's all digital, it's like, is it really worth doing? Because when it comes to games, digital games can like come and go all the time. So, you know, and your games can be erased. Your save files can be erased. Your account can be disconnected. There's a lot of things that can go on behind the scenes that, you know, ruins all the time that you put into the game. Like, I know when it came to MapleStory, I actually have like 3 or 4 actual accounts on MapleStory with Nexon, but I'm only now using one of them that has all my characters on it. And if I lose that account, I lose all that progress I'm on all those characters, which would be, I guess Steam probably says about 600 hours or so. And it's just like with my PlayStation account, if I lose my PlayStation account, you know, I lose like the 400 games I have attached to the account. Same thing with Steam. If I lose that Steam account, I lose all those games that I have attached to that account, which is not something that, you know, we really enjoy having to deal with. But it is the struggle of basically a digital age. We're running into issues where we need to technically have backups all the time, and then also we should technically have a physical copy of most things, so we don't always run into this issue. But it's not something that we can really, you know, worry about. So I got it again. I want to see, like, can I turn off the saving? Okay, I have to look at turn off auto save visual play. I want to turn it off. No, I don't. No, it's a save tool. I don't know why it's automatically saving all the time. Look at key shortcuts. Load, save, Control S, 1, 2, 2. Easier Shift F key. There doesn't seem to be an actual thing on saving. So it's weird. But it seems to only happen when I play Game Boy game. So system. Yeah, no. I don't know why it's doing this. General, check for updates. Speed up turbo. Don't care about that. Directories. I don't have any of the directories set up. So I guess it was like the auto IPS, UPS, IPF patch. That's what I turned off. Otherwise, everything else is a key cut. Oh. Seems to be like a timed interval type of deal as well. But we can continue on to the next question. The next question is, some people believe that if life has no purpose, then there is no reason for living, while others think that if life has no purpose, that frees a person to find or create all their own personal purpose. What is a more valid point of view, or are they both equally valid? Well, it did not get rid of the error, but that is a tough one. I, for one, like to believe that, you know, we're really here for no other purpose than, you know, we evolved. You know, we evolved from primates or whatever, they're from basically a lesser form of us, and not all of us, you know, really. I mean, people always like come up with the question, it's like, oh, you know, if we came from apes, why are there still apes around? Well, you know, there's also the differences between like the Neanderthals and the Homo sapiens and the like Neanderthal version of us. One of them was, you know, completely wiped out, and Homo sapiens happened to stick around. So, you know, you can also have a split when it comes to apes versus humans. That, you know, apes turned into these gorillas. You know, we have all these orangutans, gorilla monkeys. We have all that, which are, you know, we share characteristics with them. We share DNA with them. We share a lot of things. And we also share DNA with a banana. So, but we share all that information with them, and there's a ton of overlap between us and apes and stuff like that. I don't know why it's having such a hard fuck. So I guess, like, you know, life does have like no purpose technically. But life also kind of has a purpose at the same time. But I don't really know like a way to make it sound better. But since life has no purpose, like, I would say it's more the viewpoint that you could do whatever you want. It's just we've also put, you know, bounds and limits on things because humans need to survive with laws. We basically put that on ourselves. Otherwise, we'd always be at war. We'd be in different civilized states. I mean, we'd always want to put ourselves under some sort of ruling logistics, and if we don't, it's pure lawlessness. But that's just like inherent. So, there is that entire issue that if we're not under some sort of law, we're going to be basically turning into barbaric people, barbarians, stuff like that. So, I would say probably create the you can find and create something while following your own personal purpose is probably a better viewpoint for it. That life has no purpose. So, what habit do you wish you could start? Going to the gym more often. From the time that I graduated high school to now, I have gained 80 pounds. It's not a good 80 pounds. I definitely don't need all that weight. I could drop at least 40 of it and still be perfectly fine, be perfectly healthy. I could probably drop 60 of it and be perfectly healthy too. I'd probably be more. I'd probably look a little bit sickly, but I'd probably be still perfectly healthy. I may not be as strong. But it is a perfect. I would still be perfectly, a functioning person at that weight. It's not like I would not be able to function properly, but that was a habit I wish I could start. Being more active, going to the gym more often. I keep trying, and then some days I'm just like, I don't want to do it, and then the next day becomes, I don't want to do it, and then the day it follows, I don't want to do it. So it just always follows that kind of ways. Like, I take one day off, and that's it. That's the catalyst. I don't like the whole thing, like, you need to let your body heal. Like, no, let me just keep going through. Let me keep going until my body deteriorates. I can't take days off, because if I take a day off, it's just going to fall back onto taking more days off. Maybe instead of working out super hard a couple of days and taking a day off, we just work minimal amounts on each day that we can continue working the next day, but also not having be in too much pain, stuff like that. I don't know. That'd be something. God, I hate Gyarados. It has Spore and it keeps putting me to sleep. But that's a habit I wish I could start. What's the worst advice someone has given you? Crap, I honestly don't really know. Buy Carnival. Buy stocks in Carnival. Probably been some really bad advice. I don't know. It's not the best advice. I mean, it's not doing too well right now, but it might do well in the future. So I can't say that like it's technically terrible advice. I think the worst advice would probably be like you have to go to a good school to have a good degree. Now you have to go to a accredited school. Yes, you do have to go to a accredited school. You have to go to a school that actually has some backing to it. You can't just go to like DeVry University. Go to like universities that are nothing more than seeking compensation to just put you in, put you out immediately. So you do actually need to go to a school that gives you purposeful education and actually is credited. DeVry University is not one of those schools. Full Sail, I don't really consider Full Sail an actual like college per se. It is Full Sail University. I see them more as like a trade school. You go there, you learn these certain trades, you are there learning it. You learn game design, you learn fuck, I like that. You learn game design, you learn film, you learn photography, you learn all these like cool artistic things. But I think it's more of like trade school of the artistic skills rather than a trade school of like skills that are really necessary for civilization. You learn more of your entertainment trade skill at Full Sail, which I had debated going to. They had like a 20-month program for me to get my like a full degree for 20 months, which is basically almost 2 years, 1 3/4. of a year, 20 months, get a full degree. I highly debated it. I was really debating it, but I thought real deep down and hard myself and going, you know, I might be able to do this for the first 3 months, and then month 4, I'd be like, I don't want to do this anymore. I would take time off, and then I'd never go back to it, and I'd just be wasting money. So that was my issue with wholesale. It was just like, I don't think I could do it. What do you bring with you everywhere you go? My wallet? Typically my wallet. And that's just because it has my identification in it. I mean, if I end up dying, yeah, you can identify me through like my dental records, but if I actually, I don't even know if you can do that anymore. I am changing my dental records right now. But if I die and I don't have my wallet, like if I need to be identified and I don't have my wallet on me, there's no way I can be identified. God damn, Gyarados is just a badass. I'm getting the worst luck going up against Gyarados because it just puts me to sleep. I hate that. For some reason, my official boy advance is not working correctly. Or it's working, but it's just like, it keeps trying to save a .save file. And I don't know why it keeps running into an error with it. It has the correct permissions to do so. It doesn't run into this error when I'm doing Pokemon Challenge Run. That's because those challenge runs are in a different thing. Could be that this is just like so spaced out. Well, I doubt that as well. God, happened twice in a row. I also bring my phone everywhere I go, but there are sometimes that I actually don't have my phone with me. There are times in which I will not bring my phone with me. That is something that it's mostly my wallet. It goes everywhere with me. Who had the biggest impact on the person that you have become? Oh, my dad. No doubt about it. My dad has become like the biggest impact on the person that I've become. I have like his sense of humor, which is pretty dry. So. Now there are some things that I don't agree with that my dad does. You know, I didn't take that on myself. But my dad has definitely been the biggest impact on the person that I've become today. Now I think I'm the only one of the family that's not technically an engineer. I don't know. Actually, no. Because my other brother is not an engineer, he's just a scientist. Yeah, so my dad's an engineer, my mom is not an engineer. My mom is more of a... I mean, I guess she has her teaching degree. She is a teacher. I don't know her actual education background. All I know is that she's not the smartest person. Especially when it comes to math. And you know, she teaches computers, so she's good at computers. She understands how computers run to the technical standards that she needs them to be, but she's definitely not good with computers otherwise. She knows how to work them, she knows how to do certain things, but she doesn't understand all the technical things that go into a computer to make a computer actually run. Which, as a computer teacher, is probably not the best thing to not know. But my dad has definitely been the biggest influence on me. He's definitely shaped me to the person that I've become today. Which, you know, he'd probably say, like, it's a really low standard of living. So yeah, we do have that kind of dry sense of humor. We try to make other people laugh. You know, even if it's demeaning to ourselves, we try to make people laugh. Try to make other people enjoy life. Even though like we may not technically enjoy it at the time, you know, we don't want other people to not feel that way. It's typically how, you know, my dad goes. Great, I am frozen alive and doing attacks that don't affect me. I like that I've been frozen for so long. It's probably been about 20 turns, and I'm still frozen. I was frozen for around 20 turns. What is this shit? Alright. Well, we hit our 30-minute mark, so I'm going to stop us right here. And then we'll continue on in a bit. Alright. Thank you all for watching. Sorry that I've run into so many issues. I tried to figure out the issues and I don't know doing it. So, you know, I'll save the game, try to see if I can figure out an issue for it. But I will see you guys in the next video. We're still going to be training for a while since we didn't gain like any level. So yeah, it's probably going to be a while. So I'll see you guys next time. Thank you very much.